I showed up on your doorstep.
Yeah, it was an open door.
I showed up on your doorstep a few minutes ago and shared with you that you are the inductee number 1 into the PRI Hall of Fame, and I couldn't be more excited. It's a humbling privilege to be able to.
Well, it's a humbling privilege to have someone knock at your door and say you're the number 1, especially of this project, because it was our number 1 project and it was a very important thing for us to do. And thank you very much for this honor.
Of course. Can you give us a little bit of a glimpse into what it was you were trying to accomplish in those early days? And
we had a consumer show that we did in the Hoosier Dome that failed miserably. And a couple of exhibitors said, we don't need a consumer show, we need a trade show. So the industry, in essence, came to us. The beginning was not that easy, but the racing industry saw what we were trying to do, and half a dozen people got on board, and the momentum started. Our first show was in Louisville, and it worked.
Yeah. When you think back to that, that was 38 years ago, give or take. And here you are 38 years later, PRI is still a very prevalent global brand. What's that mean to you, that this has
It means a lot.
on?
It means a lot. It means we did okay, and it means with SEMA taking the reins, and they've done a good job. So I think it's important that racing is a real industry, and it now has a trade show that where every year the buyers and the suppliers can get together and in a professional atmosphere and get the work done. And I think that that's important. Every industry needs a trade show.
You were in racing before you were putting on shows. And can you talk to me a little bit about that and what got you into motorsports,
well,
the evolution?
What got me into motorsports, I had wonderful parents, never went to racing. And one night, I was like 8 or 9 years old, my mom and dad said, Friday night was family night, we're going to go to the Orange Show Stadium and watch a midget race. Now they're not racers. And we had the Orange Show Speedway and they had midget races there on Friday nights. So my parents take my brother and I to the midget race, and holy smokes, these little midgets were buzzing around, and that was it. I mean, I was hooked. And I learned about racing and had a good time with it. And then years later, Edmunds called me up. It's just 1979. He says, Steve, you've always wanted to be in auto racing. Come on down, I got a car for you. And so he had a reason. He wanted me to have a car to campaign on the USAC circuit. And we went racing, and the first year we ended up 9th in points. And so every time we just registered the car as 9, and we just kept it that way.
Is there any interesting story you'd like for the audience to hear tonight about just a great memory that
some of the ones
capture
that happened we can't talk about. The grand opening breakfast was something that we wanted to do. So then we started getting these crazy acts. And we found this little family that had these motorcycles that they ran in this.
Oh, sure. The ball.
The ball. And it was a family, the mother and the father and the 2 kids. I don't think if I went to the Orlando Convention Center, we're going to bring this big sphere in, we're going to set it on this big table, and we're going to have motorcycles running in there. I don't think that they would have liked that.
Right.
So we didn't tell them. So we made the deal with the family, and we had the George Budding Company. We had to build this whole stage off the regular stage. We had this thing, they built this black drape over it so you couldn't see. And then they pull off the tray, and here's this thing. And they're in there, and they start buzzing around.
Oh, no way.
And that's the first time the convention center knew about it. And the man about had a heart attack. But it was one of the best things we ever did.
Right. Steve, I can't thank you enough. This was an honor to sit here and chat with you and inviting us into your home, which is an amazing homage to all of racing, and I think it's tremendous. And,
thank you.
I will. Thank you so much again
for
everything. It's an honor. Thanks.